Welcome back to the Warriors Den, everybody. My name's Eric Pope. I'm the community developer on For Honor. Am I looking at the, why are you point? I'm looking at the right camera. Max, come on. Hey, welcome back. We got a great show for you today. Before I go any further, yes, I'm wearing a kilt because you asked me to wear a kilt. There's my kilt shot right there. It is probably the cheapest kilt known to man. It's made of this really terrible see-through nylon material, and it was way more expensive than it should be. But it's a kilt nonetheless. So my job is to give you what you want, and apparently this is what you wanted, so now you've gotten it. I hope you're happy. On the show today, we're going to do a lot of cool stuff. We have our art director and our assistant art director coming on to talk about our new heroes as well as our new maps for Season 3. But before we do that, as usual, let's hit the news real quick. So there's a few things happening that you should know about. The big thing is this Saturday, right here on twitch.tv/forhonorgame, is the Season 3 gameplay premiere event stream. That's going to be a really big deal. Before I give you the details, we have a special message from our friends, Luke and Roman.
Hey, hello everyone. Hey, it's Luke and Roman here in LA. We're sorry we're not with you today on the Warriors Den because we are in LA getting ready for the stream on Saturday, where we're going to reveal more about the Season 3 and the final of the For Honor Hero series. See you on Saturday.
Yes, they wanted to be part of the show, so that was their way of being part of the show today. So I will be heading out to meet up with them right after the show. I'm going to jump on a plane and head out to LA. So this Saturday at 11 a.m. Pacific time, look that up wherever you are in the world. Oh, we're jumping right into it. Okay. So, thanks, Max. We'll be doing a stream, and why don't you come back to me for a second, then we'll go to the pictures, Max. Thank you. Just had too much coffee, guys. So at 11 a.m. Pacific time, we'll be starting an all-day stream, which will consist of the finals to the Hero series. So I'll read the finalists' names in a second here. From our 4-week-long Hero Series qualifiers from North America and Europe. So they will be competing all day, and as Max just spoiled, we'll have a number of gameplay personalities as well joining us for the stream to show off some of the Season 3 stuff. So the competitors will be on the live build of the game that's out there in the world right now, because that's what's fair. And then we'll get into the Season 3 build with our other guys. So joining us for the stream, now Max, hit it. You'll be able to see maybe some of your favorite YouTuber, streamer guys. Cartoons, he's one of my favorite, Anthony Kong fan. Those two guys were pretty hilarious at the last stream we did with them. They are making up Team Gallant, sorry, I've been working with French people too long. Team Gallant and Team Valor, made up from True Talent and T-Rex. True Talent, I think people are very familiar with in the For Honor community. He plays the game a lot, and he's a good dude. And we also have Team Vanguard, which is Bajira and Tangent, taking on Daithy and Sacriel. Daithy, I don't know, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right. That's a Gaelic name. That dude is hilarious. He has the best Irish accent you will ever hear, and he streams a lot, so I check him out. But so those folks will be joining us to have a lot of fun with the Season 3 stuff. But as I mentioned, we are doing the real finals of the Hero series, which is the $10,000 prize pool. So I don't have an image to show you, but I just wanted to read off our finalists who will be competing on Saturday. For North America on PC, we've got Barras, we've got Bandana, Scorebrand, Cypher PK, Kiri, and Kiri TV. Kiri was wildcard, made it in, was the number 5th ranked North American player on PC. For North America on PS4, we have Rave Lord Servant, and North America on Xbox, we have Seraph. And then on the European side of things for PC, we've got Clutchmeister, Isari, one, Henzax, and this one's interesting. This is Zach G. He is actually an American guy. We ran into some trouble on the European side with some folks not having passports, not having visas, not being of age. So we thought it would be cool to pull in Zach as the wild card for Europe. he had some really cool matches in over the course of the Hero Series, so it'll be good to have him there in person. We also have SB Allernaken. And for Europe on PS4, we have High Raven. And Europe on Xbox, we have Arc 6712. And not to be forgotten, we also have Brazil on PC being represented by BTU Lauren Sid. So check it out. It's going to be a really cool show. I did mention it's all day. It's 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Pacific. So it is real. I'll be there on the couch. By the end of it, I'll just be a hollowed out husk of a person. But it's going to be a really fun time. So tune in here on Twitch and check it out, because even maybe you're not interested in seeing some great competition, we will also have Rahman, who you just saw in the clip, giving you the first look at the movesets and actual hands-on gameplay with our new heroes, the Highlander and the Gladiator. So that is not to be missed. Saturday, 11 a.m. Pacific. Okay, so also in the news this week, we activated something on console. This was the reputation matchmaking change that we did on PC, actually late June. That's mainly meant to help with the problem that you see sometimes where you go into a match, Dominion especially, and you're matched against, maybe it's level 1, level 0 players, reputation. They're matched with level 50, level 100, which is obviously not our intent. So this helps with that. This is not going to be a silver bullet fix for that. There are some more steps along the way we can do to improve this. But we wanted to do this on console, especially for the free weekend, make the experience a little bit better for everybody there. So that's live now. Also, I just mentioned it, free weekend. Tell all your friends. If you like For Honor, this is the best time to tell your friends to play. It is free. It is the full game. They can play the campaign if they want. They can play whatever they want. Unlock heroes, progress. And all their progression, if they do happen to buy the game after the free weekend, will be carried over. So tell your friends. There's no harm in trying it out. It's free. It's on all platforms right now. And it goes through Sunday, a bit into Monday as well. And if you're quite good at the game, maybe be honorable. I'm not saying let people win, but be honorable. Don't just destroy people for the fun of it. We want everyone to have a fun time and see what an awesome game For Honor is, because we want more players, which makes your experience better, it makes my experience better, it makes their experience better. So give them a good time. If you see people struggling, try to help them out. And to that point, actually, we'll be doing a special event tomorrow. We're doing a Play with Devs event, which we did a couple times during our pre-launch phases, our betas and stuff. So tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, if you are on PC in Dominion, you will find roving bands of For Honor developers playing the game. We'll all be wearing Ubisoft branded armor, so it will be easy to catch. So check that out, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow, Play with the Devs. It's just one fun way for our guys to get in with you. Also in the news, PAX panel. I mentioned it last week. So we're going to do a panel at PAX West. It'll be on, it's a live version of the Warriors Den. We're going to have Rahman, we're going to have Damien, we'll have Bio, and me. It'll be a Warriors Den, but in person with you in the audience. I hope you can attend. It's September 4th. That's the Monday of PAX. It's Labor Day. And it'll be at 2:30 p.m. Pacific. And if you can't make it, that will also be streamed, and we will share it on the For Honor game Twitch stream as well. Last bit of news for the week before we dive into the hero stuff is the new content of the week. This week it's mythic outfits, and a mythic outfit contains the outfit, but also an ornament and an effect. So we've got Prismatic Galaxy for the Knights, Sea Ice for the Vikings, and Shattered Crystals for the Samurai. And there's one per hero, and they're 15,000 steel each. So let's check out the video, and then we'll be back with Christian and Andrew to check out our heroes. Welcome back. I am joined now by our art director, Christian Diaz.
Hi, everybody.
And Andrew Im, our assistant art director.
Hey.
I don't know if we don't have their little names, Max? No? Whatever. It's fine. Welcome back, guys. We did this last season when we were introducing our new content for season 2. And people seem to like it, so we wanted to do it again. So thank you for joining us. I know you're super busy. And today we're going to show you a close look at the heroes as well as the new maps. But to kick things off, I think we should check out the full, we gave people a tiny tease last week, the full Highlander hero trailer.
Like the rocks that break the waves, Highlanders have weathered many storms. Ancient alliances kept their land safe, but their oaths have come due. They join our war out of obligation, but they are not to be underestimated. Claymore is the heaviest sword ever wielded. It can cut down even the most armored warrior. The elements battering their lands have made them strong. War has made them deadly.
My new favorite character. This is why I'm wearing the kilt and why you get to look at my legs for the whole stream. I'm so psyched about the Highlander. I'm a fan of the idea of Highlanders in general, the history, but also a fan of our kind of popular history with the movie Highlanders, one of my favorites. Obviously, Braveheart was a big influence on a lot of us in the 90s. So tell me a little bit about the Highlander.
Maybe we can start about the process when we were thinking about bringing the new heroes into the game, and it's a process that started a long time ago. It was like before the end of the production of the game, and I think it was in the summer, Andrew, something like that. We started talking about having those discussions about the new characters. And for the Viking faction, we wanted to bring something that is a bit new, new flavor, new weapon, something that was a bit different, because the new maps, the new characters, it's also a place to test new things. And long time ago, almost 4 years ago, we had those great sketches from Guillaume about the Highlander. We were already thinking about this type of warrior because it's so iconic, and the Claymore. We always start talking about weapons that could be really cool. And this one was on our list. And we thought, why not bringing these guys, so iconic warriors, in alliance with the Viking faction, And we all voted, yes, let's do it, because it's a great character, iconic. When you say that to somebody in the collective unconscious, they have images. It's something that really resonates. So that's how we brought the Highlander into the game.
I like the mention that you said of the alliance. That this is this isn't a Viking.
No.
Right? Highlanders are Scottish people, but in our game, there's this idea that they're allied with the Vikings, even though if they're not. And you heard it in the trailer too. It's like an uneasy alliance sort of thing.
It felt natural for us to bring the Highlanders with the Viking. About the culture. There's a Celtic, it's a raw character. There's the fierce warriors. So we were like, it's natural, and I think it fits very well.
Right.
So today we're gonna just show the new stuff in a different way compared to last time.
Last time we had PowerPoints with concept art.
Yeah.
But this time, this was actually Christian's idea.
I think we decided to go with in-game stuff.
Yep.
So you're gonna see what you're gonna get in the game. So maybe we can start.
Yeah, let's go to the game, Max. Okay, we're in.
So this is our first model, the one that you've seen in the trailer right now. So we have those nice kilts, very raw character. We kept
Right.
the fur. Right now,
Earthy.
yeah, and for now it looks a bit gray, but that's normal because later on with the paint patterns, the team colors, this guy's gonna get way more colorful. I've just added the color on the face paint. So that was our starting point. This one was the first guy we designed. Was Guillaume who worked on the Highlander. So that was our really starting point, and then we started creating the other sets. So that's set another guy. This is my favorite,
Yes.
honestly.
I used to
love
have
it.
facial hair similar to this, by the way. I did.
That's nice.
I like in the bandana, so it's a very different variant of the
Yes.
previous one. And the gloves, oh, that's cool.
So as you can see, we're also revealing the faces.
Yes, that's
For
a
the
big
first
that's a
time.
big change. So by the faces being different, the facial hair being different, you really get a different look at the same character.
You know what? We during the production, we learned a lot. Especially that at the beginning we wanted to reveal faces, but we were not sure we could produce the assets right on time. We wanted to get everything done and not push the release date. And we had to make a choice. So with all the people, we decided that most of our characters would be would wear a mask, a faceplate, helmet. And with the DLCs, we learned a lot about our process, about the time we spend on each asset. And today we can produce those type of things, and the faces it's a tricky thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's not something that that is easy to get right.
Man, I haven't
That's
even
it.
seen this one.
That's our set 4.
Oh man.
A bit more classy,
Yes.
nice beret.
He's got kind of the pointy mustache, the handlebar mustache a little bit.
So that's gonna be a very nice place for paint patterns, for customization. Of course, those nice shoulder armor gonna receive paint patterns as well. So yeah, maybe you can talk about the process about the faces.
So
because-
faces, when we design the faces, once we choose what kind of character it is. For this case, it's a Highlander, and we collect the famous faces from the movies, actors, or athletic, the UFC fighters, anybody that would fit the character. And then we use, each face has their specific interesting features. So we collect all the features and then combine it and then blend it together. And then we add our we stylize that faces once we combine it, and then that becomes our For Honor character, For Honor faces of the Highlander.
And there's something that was part of right from the beginning of when we started working on those characters, is that we're not reproducing humans with armor. From the beginning, we were creating and designing figurines, you know. So there's something interesting with the sculpture approach, is that these guys are, you know, working on small scale sculptures, so they need to synthesize a lot of details. So they're gonna make choices, getting the most important or interesting assets, and they're gonna crank them up. And so you're gonna go straight to the point. You're gonna try to keep what's important, what's interesting on a character. So you just keep the essence of it. So we try to have the same approach. That's why you see that some of the assets are a bit pushed, which makes something that a character that is more alive. You feel more who is this guy, you know?
Yeah.
I don't want to mess with this one.
No.
You know,
Definitely not. Oh yes.
that's a nice beard. You need one like that.
Full beard, yeah. Love it.
So every time we're inspired by the real Highlanders, the real cultures, but then we just take the assets are important, that feels real, and then we start playing with it. One thing we need to mention is that we reach our goal when the guys are looking at our concept, and if they realize, if they recognize the faction, the culture, this
By
is
looking
that.
at it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, interesting.
That's important.
Cool.
So we have only 6 characters here like this, but you have a lot more different variations.
Of course.
You're gonna have like ornaments also to go on these guys.
Oh, yeah.
There's somewhere over here.
Here they are. Oh, wow. Wow, that's intense.
Yeah. So something we're trying to do also on the ornaments is adding more team color, bringing the possibility for the player to add those colors.
Right.
So we're doing it more and more when possible.
Also the alternative materials too.
Alternative materials, yes.
Yep.
Especially we did a big pass on all the characters and mainly the knights, where we've been adding more team colors, more material change on some pieces. So
Which was a big community request too, so I think people will be happy
yes,
with that.
and we're listening to what people think about it and what things we could improve, and we have a lot to improve. But the Highlander wouldn't be a Highlander without the claimer.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh my god. Wait, go up to the handle. Oh man. This is my first time seeing these things, so I'm enjoying the skeleton handle, and oh man. That's so awesome.
Yeah, so we have different themes. They're not in specific order right now. So we try to always have a gradation, you know, from more basic at the beginning, and then we go to more ornamented.
Damn. Before we go on, I just want to clarify, someone was asking if this was a spectator mode in the game. This is what we call our marketing camera, right?
Right, exactly. And this is a map that we use just to check all the assets with different lightings, just to see if everything is working well.
Yep.
What I love is that you can really get close to the and see the amazing
man.
details.
That's awesome.
Nice Damas blade on this one.
So much detail. Wow. So the hilt it's like the head of a ship.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're spending a lot of time on the materials, how real they can look. The team is doing an amazing job, and we, as usual, our I would say philosophy is produce less but produce better. You know.
Right.
So we spend the necessary time on some assets, and these ones, you know, we want a fetish. A fetish feeling for the players when they're looking at those weapons, and they're getting better and better each time.
Which is what's happening to me as I'm seeing it. As people are pointing out in the chat. I'm being a little excited.
And we have like there's a lot of weapons available. We're trying to do a little bit different designs so everybody can find his style, the things they like. From the simpler one to the more complicated ones, the busier ones.
And what you were saying was this is sort of a collection across all the different rarities and all that?
Yes, yeah, exactly.
This one is done in Chengdu.
Though all the weapons are done with our partner Ubisoft Chengdu. They're doing an amazing work.
Yeah, for real.
So we have a lot.
Yes.
I'm gonna show you this one. I really love it. This is mine. I mean, it's one that I like. It's simpler. It's simple, and we hope that everybody's gonna find his claimer, his
Yeah,
style.
that's great. I mean, there's enough variety that definitely you can find what floats your boat.
Yeah. And for the people that are new to the game, you can customize the weapons. They're separated in 3 parts. And you can just mix match whatever you want over there.
So if you like that hilt, you can put it with the blade for the one next to it.
Exactly. And later on, today we're exploring the possibilities to extend, you know, the customization on characters and weapons. So things are in the works, you know, and we'll see if we can bring more possibilities to the player. Now that we know better our possibilities and the system.
That's awesome.
We're gonna try to extend that a little bit. This is
Whoa. Cthulhu-esque.
tiny little tentacles.
Is that? Oh wow. Damn. We need like dramatic music on this.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
This is it.
I'm excited. I hope people watching are excited. Yes, and I agree. This was a much better way to show people these things than PowerPoint. So good call. But we're not done. Are you good with Highlander? Do you have anything else you want to say about Highlander before we move on?
Did we forget something? Don't think so.
Cool.
Did we? No.
No? Okay, then in that case, we will move on to our friend the Gladiator. And we also have the full hero trailer, which we'll start with right now, and then we'll come back and check him out in the game.
The roar of the crowd can be intoxicating. It can give you the edge you need to defeat an opponent. It can also seal your fate, should you lose favor. But the arena is not a battlefield. The thrill of the fight has waned. But how will they fare in all-out war? Gladiators have risen the ranks of fighters and have run out of challengers. With their trident and shield, they charge into the fray. Their armor minimal, and their bravado staggering. It is now time for gladiators to fight. For something greater than themselves.
Yes, the Gladiator. So, let's check out the Gladiator again in the build, because that's what people are gonna want to see. Tell me about the Gladiator, Christian or Andrew.
Okay, I'll take this one.
Okay.
So, first, again, why Gladiator? Again, another question will be why two Romans?
Right. We've seen that
Why
a bit.
two warriors? First, the Roman was a pretty popular choice in the community. That's first. But then why two warriors? It's because they have two different type of amazing warriors. One, a centurion, will be more on the warriors in the battlefield.
Right.
But there's another warrior type that is warriors in the arena.
Right.
Yeah, that will be the gladiator. If you watch the Gladiator, the movie Gladiator, the beginning part of the Maximus as a general is the centurion,
Right.
and the later part of the Maximus in the movie is the gladiator. So we really didn't want to miss two opportunity to bring them into our game. So we wanted to show that in our game. So
Yeah, that
that's
makes
why
sense
we
that
brought it.
They're both Roman, but they have very different intents with what they're doing.
True.
Centurion wants to win wars. The gladiator wants to win fights and win the love of the crowd, right?
True.
A bit of a showman.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So rather than a soldier, he's more of a fighter, and he's like an undefeated champion in his arena, and then he wants to extend his arena to the battlefield to prove himself that he's the best.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh, look at these different face masks here.
So again, they look colorless for now, but the players will be able to put
Mix and
paint pattern.
match.
Paint patterns, so it's gonna become way more colorful. They will be able to change the materials, all the metals on these guys.
And as for the knight faction, he wears the minimal armors.
Right.
That reflects that he's confident. He's confident that he's not gonna get hit.
Right.
It's so iconic also when we're thinking about bringing the Romans. It was
Right.
natural to bring the centurion and the gladiator. It's like the movie, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, you had a good analogy about that.
Yep.
And the next character variation goes to Ice Sky. I was watching his streaming, and
Oh
then
my
he was
God.
so into the skulls, and he always talks about the edginess. So,
he loves to be edgy.
Yeah, and we brought the skull everywhere, and then we made sure it looks edgy. So I hope that he loves
Shout
this
out
design.
to Ice Guys. I don't know. Do you think this will be enough to move him from his warden to the gladiator?
I hope so.
It could be. That is badass. Wow.
Yeah, really nice. More exotic one.
Yep.
The zebra.
So even from his armor shows that we see a lot of details, and then on the fabric, and there's a trim, the sophisticated trims. It kind of shows that he's more of an entertainer.
Right. Yeah, it's not like tattered there.
Exactly. So
Yeah, we wanted to have this guy to be like a showman, you know.
Right.
He's the entertainer.
Right.
But
Here
now-
we're seeing the female model.
Now the female model.
yes.
Yeah.
There were a few
So-
pervs on our Reddit that were hoping when they saw the female model that it would
No.
be the exact same armor. It is not.
No, no.
Yeah,
We're an M for mature game, but we don't need that. We don't need nudity, straight up nudity in our game.
At first glance, they need to look like warriors first.
Exactly.
Yes.
You know, and so that's it's always cool just to bring. And I think in memory we didn't see too many gladiator females in game or in TV shows. But what would be a gladiator without ornaments?
Yeah.
So because they had some pretty cool one.
I like that they're hidden around the corner here.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
damn.
With all the feathers like this, you can imagine how it's gonna look.
Yeah.
So we have
Exotic.
the the team color applied on it,
Okay.
if you want. That's the typical one. Very nice because it's very in front, in your face. This is more figurative.
Oh, wow.
Well, nice piece. A bit more.
And similarly, like you were saying, the material change will change some of the materials on the ornaments as well.
Correct.
Exactly. So on this case, players will be able to change sometimes the metal, sometimes the team color, or sometimes both.
Right, because you can see just by looking at it, there's different tints at different parts of it, so that's probably the part that changes.
Yeah. Sometimes we keep one tint just to have like more rhythm, and like I think here the iron or the silver part will be changeable with the players. This one we kept it white because it was super nice, was very vibrant.
Yeah.
And when you apply that on the gladiators, I couldn't do this in this scene because they get into the idle position, so there's no way to fix that in their heads. But it looks really, really great.
Sweet. Oh,
So
yes.
now the trident.
The
And the buckler.
trident. Love it. Wow.
Actually, someone was asking how come we're not using the net instead of the buckler. But like technically, if we throw the net and then he has to go and catch it back, it looks kind of ridiculous.
That would introduce a whole lot of new mechanics to the game. I think.
Otherwise, unless he shoot it from the wrist. But
We'll wait for our Spider-Man expansion for that one.
Oops.
Ooh, nice.
So we have different categories.
Oh, I don't want to be stabbed by that.
Yeah, this one, it hurts. Those are simpler.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So like I was saying, you know, when we're working on those materials, we try to put the dirt, for example, in the right spot where it would happen, where would it happen in real objects. We spend a lot of time on these ones.
Right,
but,
like where it would get weathered and
Yes, exactly.
worn down a bit.
Because this is what it brings, you know, the feeling that it gets as real as it could be.
Yep.
It gives also a storytelling about those weapons.
Yeah, for sure. I love that. Ooh. Oh man, look at this. Looks like Medusa, maybe?
Yes, exactly.
Ooh.
Bring some mythology to those weapons.
This is just metal as hell. Oh man. to complement the skull mask.
Yes, yeah, I was thinking about that.
This one a bit more colorful.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, we're trying some
Lavender.
new colors in there also.
Do we have a team color on the weapon?
We're exploring that. Yeah.
Very cool. Oh yeah, getting really creative with the buckler at this point.
So the players will be able to place some paint patterns in there if they want, but
Okay.
it's gonna hide a little bit the details. But it's choice for the player, you know.
Yeah.
This one is pretty heavy with all the details we have here.
Wow.
You see how the materials react to the reflection, to
Yeah.
the light.
Okay,
So-
this is the metal one right here. Snakes. Oh man.
It's really good when you see them in action, when the player is moving all around in some lighting conditions. The materials really get alive, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Sometimes you have those little glints, little glow.
Yeah, just the level of detail in this game is just so impressive. I think that even sort of our biggest complainers and critics that we have out there in the community always say like how gorgeous the game you all have made looks. So kudos to you guys
That's cool. It's giving headaches to the DTs also.
to make it look so good.
And every day we try, you know, we learn from the things we've done during the production, and every day we try to do little things better than the day before. And you sum up all that, and it gets better. We're trying to just improve the things, the way we do things, just so the game will still look good with the when it's gonna be aging, you know. So that's a lot of weapons.
So they've talked on the fight side of things. So for some of the original characters, the question is like, will you go back and rework a little bit of the fight mechanics for the characters, add new moves and stuff, which it sounds like they want to do. And so on the art side for you, is there any plan to revisit the original cast of characters and maybe add some things, change? I know we're all constantly adding new gear every season anyway, but do you have any sort of revision plans or anything like that?
Yes, so we're there's something we're gonna be reworking is the texture calibration. You know, people might not see it, but for there's a way to improve the feeling of what you see. So it's a big work, because when we say rework the texture, it's the environment, characters, make things look more real. So it's a process that we started today.
Very cool.
A few weeks ago, I would say, and at the end, it should reveal a bit more details.
Okay.
Especially on the environment and on the characters. So it's gonna take a few weeks, if not a few months, but it's always in the same idea of just trying to improve what we've done. It's not just leave it on the back and let's do new stuff. No. So we're investing time on just improving what we've produced already.
Awesome. Excellent. And to that point, so we are showing the new heroes, new gear, but there is new gear for the existing heroes for this season as well.
We're always producing new gear. Yeah.
So we're not showing that to you today, but that's also part of season 3. So look forward to that for your favorite character. Any last words you want to say about the Gladiator before we move on to maps?
I think that's good.
Cool.
With everything.
Great. Then I think we will do that. We'll move to maps. So we have a second computer set up here so we can show you the maps. So we have 2 new maps coming in Season 3. One is called The Sentinel. And I think we'll start by showing you the little trailer that we put together for The Sentinel, and then we'll dive in and check it out in the build. just adjusting my kilt here in the break.
Hey,
So yes, that was a Sentinel. I think people didn't catch this in our Season 3 trailer. Something a little surprising there, maybe, with the ballista. But let's check out our Sentinel map here.
So let's take a higher look to the map. And this map has a story, in fact, because 4 years ago, we created a map that we call it the May Tournament because regularly we do tournaments with the team,
Yep.
and it's a big celebration, and we have one next week
Yes,
just to celebrate the DLC2 content.
right, the start of the new season.
Exactly, and so that map was super cool. And when we were thinking about what kind of map we could bring on the DLC, we thought about bringing just that one because it was very cool. In fact, we just kept half of the map because there was one part really working. Is the one you actually see. It's the rampart area. So this is really a fortress high on a hill with a big watchtower.
Nice.
You know, that has a nice view on the valley. So this is a place that is strategic for the factions. They want to conquer this mainly for the tower, because that's a place you want to have. And so what was cool with the map we created 4 years ago was all the rampart section. This is the attacker spawn point. So it's all ruined, you know. It's
Yeah.
just only the tower that is still functional. So the attackers would start here, and then you have access to this little path that leads to the rampart. It's pretty cool here because you could see sometimes if the enemies are coming, how many would just take this path. Here we have a split. I have a nice view on the valley over here. You have the split, which is interesting tactically, because you can surprise your the guys who conquered this capture point. And in those towers, we have the ballistas. It's something new gameplay ingredients that we're trying in the DLC. So would like to hear what the players think about
Yes.
it. You know, that's going to be very interesting for us.
I'll be keeping a close eye on that for sure.
Yeah. This so this is
I
the.
believe there's actually two
There-
ballistas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's two, and what happens often is that when you get hooked on the ballista, is that you're so focused on the target is that you forget just to release it and to check who's coming on your
There's
back.
someone
because,
behind you.
Yeah. So it's a pleasure when you can just stab someone who is too focused on the ballista.
that happened to me.
It happens to a lot of people actually, because it's a cool feature. There's another ballista over there, but we'll get there pretty quick.
Cool.
So you have access with ladders also just to go down quickly
Oh, yeah,
on
there's
the
a lot
lane.
going on in this map. It's great.
So that's the lane. We have the little rune section. So this is interesting. We wanted to put some cover just to avoid being hit by the ballista. Especially if you want to sneak in this big tower. You have 3 entry points on the tower. One over there, one in the middle, and another over there. Let's take the big drawbridge.
This map is very symmetrical.
Yes, it is.
Which to me is very, for some reason, I'm very pleased by symmetry in design.
It seems fair.
So I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
It's working pretty well on this one. That's a nice little indoor. So the tower, when we started working on this one, it was smaller than this, and then we just realized that it was a great opportunity to expand the surface, also for the navigation, for the fight, which is really good. So this is the capture point. We have also the terrace that we're gonna see. This is the other ballista. We have only one on this side.
Yep.
But that is enough just to kill anybody. If you want to protect one of your buddies in the other capture point, this is a good spot for that. So if you communicate well, that's cool. Here you have a little overview of anybody coming. You can do some death from above.
And this area here is where, back inside, and this spot here is where, in the dual mode, where you'll be fighting.
Yes, and we did something that we didn't do in the other maps, is that we created a special area for the duels. So it's over there. So you don't have access to that spot in Dominion mode.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Oh, I didn't know this one.
So this one is just an addition, but it felt really nice just to fight on at this level. You know, you have a nice view on both sides of the valley, and this is a great place to have duels. And you have this this trap.
It's nice.
Very
So
cool.
We're also trying to add more of these in the coming maps.
That's great. Yeah, it gives more, makes it feel even more special to have these spots that you can only do in duel.
Yeah, yeah.
Great.
So that's it for the Sentinel. We're also refreshing a little bit the textures of the walls. So we're adding new type of arches, new types of stonework also.
Oh, wow.
It's also a way to exploring different type of architectures. Also trying to see, okay, what can we come up with, and we have some cool ideas that players will see very soon, I hope.
Cool.
And we'll finish with. That's the other side. So you don't have access to the lower level. It's just part of the fortress itself.
That's great. So that is the Sentinel.
Sentinel.
And that's available starting next Tuesday, the 15th. So we didn't mention the business stuff. For the heroes, you get those on the 15th if you have the season pass. If you don't have the season pass, you get them 1 week later on the 22nd. But the new maps, the new gear, all that, the rest of it is available on the 15th for everybody. No, you don't have to buy the maps either. Everyone gets them. Cool. Okay, so maybe now we'll check out the Viking Village, which is our other map.
Right.
So again, we have a little trailer we can show, and then we'll dive in the build. Yes, the Viking Village. I like that we're starting to get to see more of the world that the Vikings live in.
Right.
Because to me, they're sort of the most interesting. Obviously, knights and I love the castles, but it's obvious that they have the castles because they're knights, and the samurai their architecture so iconic. I think it's really interesting for me personally to see the world of the Vikings. 'Cause maybe we're taking the most creative license with the Vikings. Would you say that? Because it's a little less documented like the forts and stuff. They didn't have the big castles.
Absolutely, we had to imagine how these guys would be living. So it's really a recreation. It's like when we're thinking about the Dominion and the sanctuaries, those are massive fortresses.
Right.
And Vikings didn't leave any type of fortress. So we needed to think about
Max, you can cut us over to the build. Sorry.
Okay, so we needed to think about, where are they living? What would be the style of their fortresses? So we had to come up and conceptualize everything. So we're going a bit more overkill, with some of the details, but it's just part of the amplification, that we're bringing in the characters in the world. So this is the Viking village. So when we were thinking about this map, we were like, okay, what can we bring? We wanted to bring something new. And we thought that when we think about Vikings, we think about Drakars, their boats. We think about water. So why not bring a harbor? You know, and this is like a navy base. You know, it's all fortified. They bring their ships in. So when they have to go to raid something, they get out, they loot, they come in and they bring all the stuff, and this is the place where it's like a pirate cove, I would say, but in a Viking style.
Oh, awesome.
So this is the docks part. So we have water in there. This is cool with the sounds. You hear that when you step in on the wooden platform, it's really different. Something that we really succeed with this map is that we have a lot of navigation possibilities, a lot of path, but you never really get lost, you know, and that's really important. But it helps to split the teams, because skirmishes, we don't want to have the ganking feeling where you have groups of people.
Right.
So we're trying hard on the design of the level just to find ways to split the groups and give the willing to the players just to I go
like
this path, you go to the other ones.
Passageways.
Exactly.
Very cool.
This one I really like it because you have a nice view on the icebergs over there.
Oh, nice. I saw there are two giant doors that sort of go out to the ocean too.
Yeah, so this is where the big boats would where they would leave the place, and we wanted to do also an indoor, something where we could fight, because we didn't really do it yet on the PvP maps. So we brought this nice Viking hall.
Amazing.
Is it an owl design on the entrance?
Yes,
Oh yeah.
with the faces carved on the wood beams. So the same as the tower and the Sentinel, this one was smaller, and then we thought that, oh no, this is a good place to expand and, you know, just to have some fights here. And for the brawl, for example, we have 2 floors in this building, and it's really a great place to in that game mode, having those duels.
Oh yeah.
So much details.
Yeah, it feels very lived in.
And also, gameplay ingredient. In this pot here, you saw it on the trailer, you can have access to this mechanism. You pull it and you have a giant barrel that is deadly, because we've put spikes in there. At first it was like a joke, but we prototyped the thing, and it was really funny, you know, when you're in this alley, because the giant barrel is gonna roll down all the way to the docks. And if you don't pay attention, if you're on a fight, you can just get killed by that thing.
Indiana Jones style.
Exactly. And we kept it because it was a cool ingredient. So players will tell us if that kind of thing, they really like it, if they want to see more.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see, because we get a ton of feedback all the time. Like they want to see us do new things with the game. So now we're doing a couple small new things. We'll see how it goes over. I'm very interested.
How fast?
Sometimes people are afraid of change.
How fast is the barrel? Can you actually run away?
I think
Actually, yes,
with
because
some characters, yeah.
Yeah, Max. We don't have it today, but when he did the map video, he did a cut where he was the shinobi running from the barrel like Indiana Jones. So I know at least the shinobi can outrun the barrel.
Okay.
With the Shugoki, you won't be
Probably
able to.
not.
So let's take a last view to all the map. So
Is there anything in this map similar to the last one where it's only a section that you only play in duel?
No, not this one. Okay. We really use the Viking Hall for the duels. Great place. But we're exploring that on other maps.
Yep. Yeah, another thing I'm noticing as we're doing more and more seasons is, again, responding to the feedback of the community, is on the duel side of things, we're definitely focusing less on lots of environmental kill spots, because we know how people feel about it. There's still some, but it's not you're not on little tiny bridges anymore.
No, and the LDs are reworking also the old maps,
Yep.
trying to avoid the frustrating spots that we had. So
Yeah, we had Edgard, our level designer, on last week to show some of the work he's done with the existing dual maps to do exactly that, to rework
yes,
it.
that's pretty much it. for
Great.
This one.
Well, that is a lot for people to take in. I hope they're enjoying it out in the chat. That's what we've got for reveals for this week, folks. As I mentioned, on Saturday, the big stream we're doing from LA, right here on this same channel, from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., very long stream. You will get to see the characters in action. With Roman, he'll be explaining their fight style, their moves, showing you the different moves that they contain. So I know a lot of you want to know that. So that's on Saturday. The folks will be playing with those characters across the stream. They'll be playing in the new maps on the stream, so be sure to tune in there. Christian and Andrew, thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you, a pleasure.
From what I can tell, people appreciated it, so we'll probably do it again next season. Or maybe we'll even have it back mid-season to talk about previous stuff you've done. But I was hoping you'd stick around for us to do our community corner section, where we show kind of funny or interesting clips from the community.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah?
very-
Great. So let's get into it. From Tiff92, he's one of our Reddit mods and a frequent community corner spotlighter because he's good at this stuff. He has a GIF. The GIFs, by the way, when we show GIFs, we can talk over them.
Okay.
He's a GIF, the Kensei PGA Tour. This one's super. Actually, you'll appreciate this one, I think. Well done. Gives you a little
Well
tour
done.
of our world through golf. All right, and we've got Havoc from YouTube. This is a pretty funny one. This is For Honor Tough Boy 2. Let's check it out.
Welcome to the crazy time. 追いかれた時代へ。Cowboy, cowboy, cowboy, cowboy. まともなやつほどフィールドバットをしていられるなんて運命。Cowboy, cowboy, cowboy, cowboy.
Once upon a time,
時はまた逃げていきます。よそんだ街角で僕らは出会った。Incontinent! Keep you burning 駆け抜けてこの腐敗と自由と暴力の真っ只中 No boy, no cry 悲しみは絶望じゃなくて明日のメニフェスト Living the 80s We still fight Fight in the 80s
Oh man.
Did you have any idea they were going to be making the? Wow, sorry, we had weird reverb. This is what your game would become.
Absolutely not, but it's cool to see. Everything that the community can do with it, we're delighted.
Pascal notified me that you are all enjoying that my kilt is not covering completely.
Just that's traditional.
What's the traditional up kilt shot. Don't worry, I'm wearing Not only underwear, but also shorts under here. So you're not getting anything special, guys. Sorry. And speaking of that, during the break, you mentioned something about the Highlander. The great question, does the Highlander have anything on underneath his kilt? Because we didn't show it.
We didn't show it.
Do you want to leave it a mystery?
Yeah, let's leave it a mystery. Yeah.
Okay, great. Let's get on to our next clip. Warden Trash on Reddit. Shugoki Love, Fat Man Can Move. And this is a video.
I get it.
No, but
That's a meme.
Okay.
We'll send you some links after the show. Andrew was like, "What is why? I don't understand." Amazing. Well done, Warden Trash. We're all very old.
Okay.
Okay, Tripped 144. This is a GIF. New Nobushi Max out of stamina punish discovered. I don't think he's telling the truth. Oh, yes.
Oh.
Just dropping the bomb and piecing out of there while the guy's knocked down. Good move. Good Nobushi move. Okay, another gift from Piano Dad. Good name. Piano Dad on Reddit. The most fateful parry bait. Oh yeah, this one makes me happy. Shigoki getting some love today.
oh, that's nice.
Oh man.
Okay, here's a video. Aussie Blaze on YouTube. All the right reads. I thought this was a good one to show. He kind of talks through as he's reading his opponent.
Damn, he got me. Nice. He's probably gonna headbutt. Probably gonna do it again. I'm gonna give him a top heavy this time. He's probably gonna try to parry the light. There we go. Another headbutt. There we go. Alright. I'm gonna give him another top. Beautiful. Oh my god, the reads.
Crazy.
I like that because it gave a little like insight into
Yeah.
how our players like brains are going mid game. Okay, we've got another video here. This is a very short one from BoneFat21. We had BoneFat on a video from last week. It's another one. This is the bots are getting smarter. Good job, bot. All right, another video. Chaos held on Reddit. Shinobi's last stand. This one's pretty impressive, I think.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well done, though, Shinobi. That was pretty impressive. Okay, and Kit S on YouTube. I conquered Zone C. Another video.
that guy was playing pool with the.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Oh, and this is our final video. This is from our friend Mr. Stainless 001. Samuel Steele is his real name. He was one of our community reporters back at Gamescom last year. And he does a lot of great videos. He's interviewed professors about the history related to our game. He has tons of great stuff. And then this was one he just put out, I think, yesterday. It's a bit long. It's 2 minutes, 55 seconds. It was entitled, "There Were No Female Samurai?" ? So he's investigating that people say that a lot in the community. So he looks into it from a history perspective.
Interesting.
For Honor Season 2 has finished. Season 3 is on the way, and I for one am using this time to look back and reminisce and contemplate about some of the discussions and conversations that we as the For Honor community had when the game came out. And one of the discussions I saw, or I remember seeing on the For Honor subreddit and on the forums when the game was released, was regarding the fact that players could fight as female warriors. This, according to some internet users, wasn't historically accurate at all, especially when it came to the samurai. Hey everyone, my name is Sam, also known as Mr. Stainless, and this is Game Anatomy, a series where I dissect the lore and give you the lowdown on our favourite games. And today, we're about to bust this myth that there were no female samurai. But first, I do want to give you a heads up that some of the names and Japanese terms I may refer to in this video probably won't be pronounced properly. Don't break my balls too hard in the comments below. I will be pronouncing these words as they're phonetically written. So in 200 AD, Empress Shingu led an invasion of Korea after her husband, the 14th Emperor of Japan, perished in battle. She took along with her a group of warriors known as the Onna Bugeisha. These troops prioritized the use of the naginata, a polearm with a curved blade at the tip, much like we see being used by the Nobushi in For Honor actually. Not only this, but they were also well trained in the use of ranged weaponry. Now, some notable Onna Bugeisha are the likes of Tomoe Gozen, Nakano Takeko, and Hojo Masako. It took me quite a few times to get that right. You can hear about some of Tomoe Gozen's exploits in another video I've created exploring fact versus fiction in the depiction of the samurai in For Honor. I'll leave a link to that video down in the video description. There'll also be an end card for it at the end of this video as well. Nakano Takeko had an incredibly heroic end actually in 1868. She led a group of female warrior retainers during the Battle of Aizu and fought independently actually, as the senior retainers wouldn't even allow Nakano's troops to fight alongside them as part of the official army. Now, while she was leading a charge against Imperial Japanese troops, she was shot in the chest. Now, rather than let the enemy capture her head as a trophy, she asked her sister Yuko to cut it off and have it buried right there in the middle of the battlefield, which she did. And folks, there you have it. It's always interesting seeing some people claim that women had no part to play in historical combat. In fact, you'd be surprised just how much women have stepped onto the battlefield alongside men throughout history, and the samurai are no exception. Now, if you've enjoyed this episode of Game Anatomy, do feel free to hit that subscribe button to be kept up to date with when new videos in the series go live. But in the meantime, let me know what you thought of this episode down in the comments below, and I'll speak to you soon.
Shout out to Sam. If people are looking to subscribe to his channel, which even I did, I barely subscribe to anyone on YouTube except for weirdos, but I subscribe to Sam because his videos are so good. It's Mr. Stainless 001 on YouTube. You found that interesting because you actually worked. You worked on the Kensei, yes?
And the Orochi.
And the Orochi as well.
And the Nobushi.
And the Nobushi as well. Okay, yeah. So that was right up your alley.
Yep.
It was justifying your life's work.
Yeah, that's really cool info.
Yeah. Cool. All right, well, that's what we have for our community corner this week. We're going to wrap it up here. I have some shout-outs. There is this free weekend going right now, as we mentioned, and there's a lot of new people coming to the game, and our folks on Reddit are helping out in a big way. They've created a bunch of new user guides. So if you go to the For Honor subreddit right now, it's sticky right at the top. There's a number of new user guides based on different topics for you to check out, and those are all created by the community. So I want to shout out everyone who created guides. So there's Squatch00, Bear in Winter, Sororis21, Barras, Hero331, Scummy Alex, Logan2131, Bryce8065, Vinx, and Steckman. shout out to you for making those guides. I think that'll be super helpful for all the new folks coming to the game, and I really appreciate it because as a community, seeing people helping each other is just, it's awesome. It's really great to see. On that same note, we've been contacted by a few folks kind of representing different factions. They reached out to Bio, our lead designer, and they similarly want to kind of help people have a great experience with the free weekend, the new players. So we'll be putting up their contact info on our forums later. So look for that if you're a new viewer, a new player to the game. And just so you know, don't forget, I've already said it a few times, but Play with Devs event is happening tomorrow, 3:30 p.m. Eastern time, so you can play against us. I won't be here, I'll be in LA, but you don't want to play against me anyway, but them. All the Ubisoft devs will have Ubisoft armor, so you should be able to spot them and kill them very easily. So that's tomorrow, 3:30 p.m. on PC, in Dominion specifically. Also, just tell everybody you know, if you like For Honor, tell them about the free weekend. You don't have to buy anything, they just download it and try it. If they like it, that's great. If they don't, they haven't spent anything, but try to get your friends in, because we want to see more people coming to the game so we can keep building this community and building the game. And that is pretty much it for me. And Christian and Andrew, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Eric.
We'll have you back on soon. And Fred in the chat, if you want to hit the raffle, you can do that now. So thanks, everybody. We will see you on Saturday right here on For Honor Game Twitch. Thanks.
Thanks.